What's up, everybody? I'm Boo Carlisle. This is Keely Dubinsky. We're at Tri-County Motor Speedway for, when was we supposed to be here? Memorial Day weekend. Rescheduled Old North State Nationals, Grand Atlantic Resort, presenting tonight, $30,000 to win, 200 lapper. Keely, it ain't even 3:30 yet, and trackside is packed.
Okay, it's actually really cool. Look, everybody brought their tents. They're all out there. Their coolers of beer are opened. Everybody's having a great time already. We actually had to open the gates. We didn't have to, but we did open them about an hour and a half early because there was a line of people to the road. So that's always a good sign. Super exciting. You know, this purse in this event is huge. So the more people that we can have come out and support us and purchase that grandstand ticket, that's it.
Huge night of racing on tap. 34 cars here. Keely and the owners have decided, how many are we starting tonight?
Every single one of them.
All 34 cars will roll off tonight for 200 laps. It's going to be a huge night of action. But hey, go ahead and tell them, because when they watch this race will be over, we'll already have the winner decided. What are we rolling to next week? America's favorite bull ring.
Wake County Speedway. That one, I love Wake County. And the drivers actually really love that place too. Sometimes in those tighter, shorter tracks, drivers get a little nervous, but they all love Wake County. Those people are great there. We're going to Raleigh. That's like a center point for everybody. Man, we're excited.
So with all that said, let's go ahead and get the day started. This week's Tourin 12 featured driver, Brandon Pierce. Brandon, it's the family company on the title sponsor this weekend, man. Does that add any extra pressure to you?
Man, you know, I'd be lying if I said no, although I feel like, you know, now I'm a little older, I handle it a little better. You know, obviously there is that pressure there to perform, but I've learned you just got to treat it like it's, you know, a regular race, even with it being the 30,000 win race. You know, a car store race, regardless of it, every night is a hard event, and you're competing against the best. You got to be on your game. So this week it's no different. There's just a bigger incentive when the pay window opens up at the end of the night. So, but really blessed to have them on board, you know, and would love to go out and have a great showing for them. Leap Women, the guys, have brought us a great piece this week, and we got qualifying coming up here in a little bit, and hopefully we can make it count.
Now, we know they have paved this place since last time was here, a full repave now. It was just the corners, now straightaways are paved. What do you think that plays into tonight's 200 lapper? This place already lightning fast. Is it going to be easier to pass, harder to pass? Is it going to be a bump and run type place now? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can probably even capture it here in your shot a little bit. The groove is about, you know, halfway right now. I fully expect, you know, last year's race was 125 laps here, and by the end of the night they were about 3/4 of a car, maybe even half a car off the wall. I fully expect it to get to that tonight, if not right next to it. As far as, you know, bump and run, I think that'll be definitely a big factor. There's going to be a lot of it. I'm hoping though the track will widen out, and, you know, everybody just won't be able to use the excuse of, you know, it's the only way to get by. So you know, can't say enough about the Higgins family and what they've done with this place. It's a pleasure to come here and race with them, and looking forward to tonight.
We know that it got real ugly at the end of last year, or the race at the end of last year. Do you think everybody's going to be a little bit calmer tonight? We're starting 34 cars tonight.
No, I don't. I just hope that first 100's pretty calm for everybody. But business is definitely going to pick up, I think, from lap 101 on.
Get you a look at the number 2 of Brandon Pierce. Lee Porium Performance, the Grand Atlantic Ocean Resort, sponsor of tonight's race, Chevrolet Camaro. right, BP, qualifying's coming up. 2 fastest laps around this place, man. There'll be a lot of different agendas here. High, low. What's your plan for the 2 laps?
Man, you got to be careful because the margin of room for error going up to the top is very small. That top's got kind of I call it a sheen, but it's a gray and there's no grip. It's like hitting ice. So, our plan's probably going to be to do that. That's why we ran our mock run. I need to be a little better, but I also left a little bit of gap because it was a mock. I knew I had room to go up there, but just kind of took a little conservative route. So, the guys have brought a great piece. We were 5th overall in speed. I'm not sure if we have enough to get the pole, but I know the car is really, really sporty, so I just hope we can still have a really good qualifying effort. So, like I said, I don't know if we have enough for the pole, but we're damn sure going to try.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hudson, North Carolina, where finally, after long last, we are here live at Tri-County Speedway for the Grand Atlantic Resort Old North State Nationals for round 11 and 13 for the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour here in 2023. I am Blake McCandless, joined alongside by Eric Brennan. Of course, we'll have James Pike down on the pit lane, but Eric, there's really nothing more we can say. $30,000 gets to go home with one driver tonight. We've talked all season about the different themes, the different big events that we've had with North Wilkesboro, with the Battle for the Championship. That is not a conversation tonight. It is all about going to Edelbrock Victory Lane and taking home that $30,000 check.
Every day we wake up with a job to do, whether it be go to work, go to school, take care of something around the house. We roll out of bed with an agenda and an incentive. Today, 30-plus late-model stock car drivers all woke up with the same job to do. The problem is only one of them is going to be able to do it to completion, and that is to win this 200-lap late-model stock car race and go home tonight $30,000 richer than they were when they rolled in yesterday for practice.
It's that time of the week where we're going to do the question of the week. We've got a good question this week, so let's go ahead and get started, see what kind of fun answers we can get. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you at the racetrack?
Hands down, my first year, Cars Tour used to have this thing where they kind of haze people. Okay, I probably shouldn't say that, whatever. And Chris Regal came over Channel 1 and he was like, hey, Keely, the lines are going away on the racetrack at Orange County. So he told me to go paint the lines right before qualifying. And I was just trying to, yes, sir, right?
You're trying to impress people.
Yeah, no, of course. So I'm out there painting the lines and Craig Moore about comes over the barrier at me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, painting lines. No, apparently that was a no-go.
I would say definitely, I've won my first race with Lee Point Performance, and my second race would go back to the Florence for the Icebreaker, the track that we had won at. Had a really good car, and then I guess I'd been practicing too much dirt cars at that time. I decided to clip the inside wall and then drive into the next corner and go Dukes of Hazzard into the cabbage out there, and had mud covered. I just wanted the car to feel like I'd been at the dirt track, and I wrecked it pretty bad on the Lee Poem guys were cleaning mud for a couple of weeks. Christian, how long were you cleaning mud?
At least a week and a half.
At least a week and a half. But I did start at the rear and rally back to 5th with a tore up car, but I put myself in that position. I told Lee I adjusted on it last, so I had to race what I had.
Probably when I was doing my flagging days, I was down in Dillon flagging a modified race and dropped the caution flag on the track. So I think that was probably the most embarrassing thing. My son, he still brings that up today, so I guess that's it.
You have to put the red flag out to go get the yellow flag?
No, I just run down there real fast because, the flag stand's real close to the track there, so I made it happen real quick before the lead lap car got back around.
Well, back in 2007, I had a chance to drive Ray Abraham's Busch car, IRP, and we went there and went through practice and was, I think we were like 7th or 8th overall in practice speeds on our mock run, so I'm like, I could probably get a little more out of it if this thing's qualifying, so I did, and I looped it around off turn 2 right there on live TV in front of everybody, spun it around, flat spotted all 4 tires, and yeah, that was pretty dang embarrassing right there, but I was going for it and stuff. Didn't work out.
Well, my third race ever, I overcorrected well, I won't use that language, but I overcorrected pretty bad. Went firewall deep into the outside wall and learned a hard lesson on not to turn right too hard. So that was pretty embarrassing, but learned from it, and now we've been clean since then on the hard overcorrections.
Probably the worst day of my life as a race car driver. Like 2018, well, I guess now Craftsman Truck Series, back then Camp World Truck Series at Martinsville.
I was driving for Nice Motorsports, and I'll go ahead, man. I was driving for Nice Motorsports, and it rained the night before, so the oil tank had a wire that shorted out because of the rain, burned a hole in the oil tank, and then whenever, hello Keely. I don't know how many people are going to interrupt me today.
Most embarrassing thing ever happened to you at the racetrack?
The damn oil tank blew apart when I went back out in qualifying because they tried to epoxy it back together, and it was group qualifying, so it blew oil everywhere, and I spun out, and I got T-boned. I didn't make the show. That was it.
As a rookie in the street stock division, I was leading my first ever race. Last lap, looked up in the mirror and spun out in front of the field.
That's tough. It's got to be like my first year in a late model. This is like my second race, I think. I missed like 2 shifts in a row on 2 restarts. It's pretty rough, but I mean, we learned from that.
The first time that I strapped in one of my great car owner's car, Lee Pulliam at Southern National, 2 weeks before the race, I backed it in the fence. So we'd been there all day, and I went out to make a mocker on, and I backed her in the fence. However, I think it was kind of a good omen because we did come back 2 weeks later and win the race.
Probably when I got out in Victory Lane at Anderson Motor Speedway a couple years ago and slipped and fell off the door right in front of God and everybody.
I was 10 years old running Bandoleros at Concord, and I was at practice, and I came off turn 4, my steering wheel came off, and I completely junked my dad's car. So that was probably the worst feeling, and I'm glad he wasn't there at that race.
What Dad say when he found out the steering wheel fell off?
He was pretty pissed. He always told me to tug on my belts and tug on the wheel to make sure the wheel's on. And the one race he wasn't there at, he didn't get to check it, and I failed him, so it was pretty bad.
Well, that was some fun answers. Getting ready to go qualifying with Brandon Pierce now. But let us know in the comments below what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on the racetrack or at the racetrack. Whether you're in the stands or in the pits, just let us know in the comments below. Be rolling off 7th in qualifying tonight.
Grand Atlantic Resort Chevrolet for Lee Pulliam Performance. His sponsor is here. There's a lot of pressure on this young man, but came off one of his best qualifying efforts at Ace, started in 6th. The toe has been out on the left front nearly 5 inches. This team went to work to get him back out there, but unfortunately direction. We'll see if he does on the speed charts here. 15.509 right now will put Brandon Pierce in the 3rd position as these times stand. One more click around for Pierce. 15.422 from Brandon Pierce. So Pierce goes 2nd so far.
All right, BP, qualifying's over with, man. Timed in 11th. Be starting 6th row inside. What are you thinking for 200 laps?
Man, just, you know, I wish I could have been a few spots better. Guys did a great job, brought a great piece. I think for where we went out there and what we dealt with, the track was a little slick going out that early and hot, so still the time in 11th wasn't bad.
Yeah, because you went out 5th out of 34.
Yeah, so, you know, we got a really good race car, though, so just going to settle in, survive those first couple laps. I think there'll be some guys that try to drive over their head, forcing stuff early, so just settle in, you know, plenty of time. Really the main goal is going to be to get to lap 100 and then from there, you know, start going to work because you gotta survive first.
Are you looking to run the bottom to kind of conserve a little bit? Or are you trying to move up at the beginning of the race? Or is that just something you'll decide, you and LP, at the beginning?
Yeah, just kind of get in and see what the car likes, where it'll go. If I get some gap, I'll probably try to, you know, go see where it's too low that gets, you know, over rotates too much. So if we get space, we'll move around a little bit. That'll just help us with what adjustments we might need to make it at some of the control cautions, and we'll go to work from there.
All right, this time Brandon got to go use the bathroom there before we start the 200 lap race, Old North State Nationals.
for the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the late model stock feature here at the 2023 Old North State Nationals presented by Grand Atlantic Ocean Resort. Here's the driver of the Grand Atlantic Ocean Resort number 2 machine for lead pulliam performance out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina, Brandon Pierce.
All right, fellas, let's go give these fans something to talk about. Drivers, start your engines.
I know what the track's like. I know it's tight. The groove's not that wide. Hopefully it'll work in a little better as we race, of course. But use your best judgment. Lap cars, remember you'll be on the bottom all night long. Want to go at the line. Let's have a good one.
Brendan Butterbean Queen and Carson Quaffle will make their way to the KRC Power Steering start zone. Who will win $30,000 tonight at Tri-County Speedway?
want that, that's for sure.
All right, BP, man, it was a tough night, up and down night. Still, though, got a 12th place finish. Nearly 3-hour race for 200 laps. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man, you know me, we're really good friends, so it hurts. We just, from the drop of the flag, we were really free. And, you know, we held on, took our tires early, and I thought we were going to be okay. And we just kind of were biding our time, wanted to stay out of trouble because we knew we would gain the track position when everybody pitted. And I got jacked up. I think it might have been the 8. I'm not sure. I ain't pointing fingers. And we took 4 wide, and they started wrecking. We got all swirly. Long story short, we ended up in the fence down here off of 4. And I'm shocked it ran as good as it did after that. So, I mean, because we knocked the heck out of the right side of this thing. So
yeah, you run over 150 laps like that.
And because of it, so I had to come back in. We had just changed tires. I had to take the new tires off because they had concrete. All of them was going to go flat. One of them actually was flat. And put my old tires back on. So I ran.
Here's for president.
I ran basically the last all but 5 laps on
old tires.
So it was a rough night, man. But just proud of all these guys. They never quit working. And they made every adjustment that they could, and we stayed after it, and thankfully was able to. I was hoping we could get them a top 10. I think if we would have had a few more laps to go on that instead of 9 to go, my car was just better on the long run once we had to put the old tires back on. It took a while to get the grain going back the right way. So tough night, but there's also, you know, obviously a lot of more torn up stuff than mine. So for it to go back in the trailer, I'll be all right.
All right, man, on to Wake County next week. What's that going to be like on the quarter mile?
That's going to be... It's going to be Wake County. I mean, you know, I've been there before. So I haven't been there since, obviously, they paved it. So, you know, I really don't know. I know I'm going to throw everything out from my 2 previous trips there because it's paved. And
hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best and go in there as a greenhorn, I guess you could say. So, yeah, man, this series is just tough. So I wish I could have had a better
The best of the best, man. Ain't no joke.
Wish I could have had a better showing for Grand Atlantic, but I am happy for my friend Landon Huffman for getting a win. You know,
very popular win.
They've been working hard over there, that group, and Landon's obviously been working really hard as well. So happy for him. Wish we could have done better, but we'll take our 12th place and we'll go back to shop and make it better.
All right, that's going to wrap the night up here at Tri-County Speedway with Bobby McCarty, Minnie Terrell. Both had great runs. Check out the new Beers with Bobby. Yeah, Minnie, what'd you finish?
Behind me. That's all that matters.
Oh, yeah. Big brother in front of little brother every time.
It's lucky I didn't get to his back bumper, that's all. Yeah.
Hey, have next week at Wake County, though.
It's possible. Yeah, we've done it before. We went to Hickory one time, and he forgot to turn and ran me all the way up to the wall.
Well, I mean, you forgot to turn to South Boston that one time, too. But I mean,
it was paved, now we're even, see?
Yeah, 1 and 1.
Yeah, see?
Quarter mile next week, see what happens.
Wake County again. For qualifying.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Check out Wake County next week, see if 81 dumps a 6. Y'all know what to do. Car Store content. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.